Mad Dad Wolf here, and first things first, no, I am not wearing my boobs. Isn't that interesting? Second thing is ArktikVixen, Nicole and I. Nicole is ArktikVixen. I think I've said that before, but oh well. If you didn't know that, that's her name. But we've done the unthinkable. We have bought a brick, a very black brick called the Xbox One. Now, yes, I know, brick is a word meant for it doesn't work. It basically just sits there like a brick. System works. I'm mostly referencing the design aesthetic. Why? Because it kind of looks like a VCR. And I say a VCR over a DVD player because a VCR you just pop the tape in. Whereas a DVD player, the tray comes out at you very elegantly and you insert the disc. It's kind of fancy that way. This, not so much. It's just a giant black rectangle. So that said, you guys might instantly be mad at me, the Xbox fanboys. Oh, he's shutting on the system. So let's get to some positives. I'm gonna say I love these controllers. This is actually an old controller of mine. This is the Gears of War one. It has some scratches on it, and those are not from me rage quitting or anything. It's literally the design choice because, hey, Gears of War. And the Xbox One controller is very ergonomic, very comfortable. I actually hated the original Xbox controller, the Duke. That thing was huge, and the buttons were like oval, and they kind of hurt my thumbs, okay? The only thing worse, in my opinion, than that was literally the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. But that's my opinion. Moving on, continuing about the Xbox One controllers, they're very aesthetically pleasing. This is magenta. Yes, I have gotten on a pink kick, as you boys and girls know. Check out this one. This is not made by Microsoft. This is a third-party company, PDP. And it's a wired controller. This one's supposed to be diamond. But it's got this very pretty pink that it's got a stain on it. I don't know where the stain came from. Oh, that's not a stain. That's actually the emblem for when your microphone is muted. Whoops. Okay, I also have this other one. This one is hella cool because it glows in the dark. Let's see if I can get that working with some digital magic. And not really. It's supposed to be a skull, like a green skull. It's supposed to, I don't know, I guess it didn't charge well enough. So yeah, it's a little disappointing. I have a hard time getting glow-in-the-dark stuff working. I don't know if it's my lighting choicing or whatever. But yeah, it's supposed to glow in the dark green. But regardless, these are very comfortable controllers. Xbox One controllers are actually, like I said, very comfortable. If I had to make any gripe about these PDP controllers, I actually prefer the more plus-shaped. This one is kind of hard to see it. The more plus-shaped design, the NES design. This one, it likes to slip. There should be like some texture or something help my thumb stay in place, or your thumb. That's me personally. It's a little bit slicker than the Sega Genesis controller. That one, strangely, your thumb does stay in place on. But yeah, so like I said, very pretty controllers, and I do like them. So that should make some of the Xbox fans happy. The second thing I am gonna say, I love the improvement on the Avatar store. Now that said, I actually really liked the Avatar store of the Xbox 360. Designing your avatars, they are straight up rip-offs of the Nintendo Mii's from back in 2006. But at the same time, they took a concept and they took it to the next level, made it a little bit more enjoyable in my opinion. And if I was to complain about anything about the Xbox One avatar, is the stuff I bought for my avatars for the Xbox 360, namely my pet xenomorph. They're gone. And even my Dragon Age armor, that's gone. So, that's a little disappointing. But, you know, the other thing I'm going to mention is I'm not really sure the purpose of the avatars now, because they were getting very integrated with like the Kinect games. And I'm not going to lie, I liked Kinect Sports. I thought the Kinect Sports games were fun. Once again, we took the Wii concept. The avatars really did take the concept of the Wii games and improved on it, in my opinion. The Kinect itself had some good games, it had some bad games. Kinect Sports, I felt, was one of the good games. There was one designed by, I think developed by Sega, called Rise of Nightmares. It was either developed by Sega or published by Sega. Not sure, but it was a fun game. Another one is, what was it? I got Kinectimals for my son, who sadly is not really into animals. He's more into construction vehicles. Forza Motorsport 4 wasn't horrible with the Kinect, but I think it's Forza Motorsport 4, pretty sure. But I prefer the standard non-Kinect version. So anyway, bringing that up, those games are not compatible with the Xbox One. Matter of fact, there's a lot of games from the Xbox 360 that are not compatible with the Xbox One. This is a big disappointment for me, because the reason we got it was because our Xbox 360, the disc tray, it's got to be the laser, but it's having a hard time reading the discs now. And I get it. You know, you don't buy, back in the day, we didn't buy new systems to play old games. So I don't know why. I guess I'm kind of spoiled with some of these modern systems, namely like the PS2 that could, and that's not even a new system, it's 25 years old, Jesus. But the PS2 could play every PS1 game so long as your disc wasn't horribly damaged. The PS3, you know, could play every PS1 game. I never had a PS3 that actually could play any PS2 games. You had to buy them digitally. The Xbox 360 had a pretty good backwards compatibility library. My only disappointment was, one, the original Mech Assault was not compatible, which was, I don't know if it was a launch game, but it was an early game for the Xbox. And Mech Assault 2 works, though, but Mech Assault 2 isn't as well received as the first game. I've played both of them, and I don't hate Mech Assault 2, but it is missing something from the original game. Some charm or something. I don't know, but it's not as fun as the original. The other ones that are not compatible with the Xbox 360, from my experience, RoboCop, which is not a really great game, but I am a RoboCop fan, and I had to buy this for a computer because being a RoboCop fan, I wanted to stream it, and it's, like I said, not a great game, but I figured it would be good for laughs or something. Sadly, I can't get it working on modern Windows, so I have to figure that out. Another one is Toe Jam and Earl 3, which, when my brother bought a used Xbox, the person who sold us the Xbox, I should say sold my brother, because he didn't want me playing it. He only bought it for KOTOR. But they gave us Toe Jam and Earl 3, which is kind of a Sega classic, and that's not compatible with Xbox 360. It's not a really sought after game, it's not a very popular game, but it's a fun, family friendly Xbox game that is strangely not compatible with the 360 for whatever reason. The fourth game that I know of that was not compatible with the Xbox 360, and it's a disappointment for me because I want to try it just to see what it's like, is Dino Crisis 3. I hear a lot of Dino Crisis fans hating on Dino Crisis 3, That is not a very good game. I get it. The concept, dinosaurs in space, is ludicrously ridiculous. But we're talking about video games. I grew up, I didn't play it, but frickin' Cadillacs and dinosaurs are higher. But, you know, you got all these Dino Crisis fans going off about how we need a Dino Crisis remake and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, this game drove your series into the ground. You guys want to hate on it. And this is probably why Capcom don't want to go back to Dino Crisis. But regardless, I would like to try it just to see if it's a fun experience. But anyway, so we got an Xbox One because I looked it up on Google, and Google said, yeah, if you bought your discs, you know, your 360 discs, or you bought the games digitally, they will play on your Xbox One. That's a half-truth. There is, I'd say, well over half, probably closer to like 80% of our Xbox 360 games do not work on the Xbox One. The ones that do work is like Fable, Gears of War, Halo 3. I have Halo 3 and 4, even though I'm not a big Halo fan. I kind of got it because it's like, hey, if we have an Xbox 360, it's like, yeah, you got to get Halo. I even have the Master Chief Collection on PC. I think it's through Steam, actually. So, a lot of these games, Kinect games, none of them work. Some of them are interesting. For example, Silent Hill, which is my wife's game, Silent Hill HD Remaster works perfect on the Xbox One. Resident Evil 5 does not. Okay. I mean, Silent Hill HD Remasters, you know, lots of ports. It's kind of weird, you know. All the Silent Hill games apparently work. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City works on the Xbox One. It's on the compatibility list anyway. I haven't tried it. Hunted the Demon's Forge does not work on, and that was one Nicole and I really enjoyed playing 2-player when we first got an Xbox 360. Aliens vs. Predator works, but Aliens Colonial Marines doesn't work. Now, yes, between the two, Aliens vs. Predator is a better game. Anyway, so that one works, but the majority of games we have for the Xbox 360 doesn't work. The only two that I can even think of out of our collection from the original Xbox that work on the Xbox One is Jade Empire and Unreal Championship 2, which, not a bad game. It's just kind of like, okay, no one really talks about Unreal Championship anymore. No one even talks about Unreal Tournament 3 anymore. So my thing is, we bought the Xbox brick. I'm gonna keep calling it the brick, the Xbone brick, because our 360, it looks like the laser's dying, and we're just trying to upgrade. So what practical use do I have? Well, obviously I gotta get friggin', some Xbox One games. I'm looking for them right now. There we go. Alright, so it's like I got Rare Replay, which is actually a collection of, games developed by Rare over the last 30 years, I think. Yeah, since the 80s. We got Killer Instinct, we got RC Pro Am, we got Battletoads, got the Battletoads arcade, Perfect Dark Zero, Viva Pinata, a bunch of Snake Rattle and Roll is on here, and that was one of my sister's favorite games on the original Nintendo Entertainment System. It is actually a really good game. Give it a shot. If you have an Xbox One, I do recommend this. Just because big history of games. The other one I got, Forza Motorsport, because I do like Forza games. I also have, this is funny, I have Killer Instinct, Now, I say this is funny because this is actually the game that I almost bought a brand new Xbox One back in 2014, 2015. And I'm glad I didn't, because this game is essentially free to play and then you buy the characters. But the thing about this disc, so it comes with all the characters, including the bonus characters, such as Arbiter from Halo, General Rom from Gears of War, Rash from Battletoads, which is fucking awesome. Yes, I just dropped an F-bomb and I don't care. And who else? I think that might be, I want to say there's someone else, but I can't remember who the other bonus character is. But the other awesome thing that's in the definitive version is we got the soundtrack, because Killer Instinct, that's like one of the best things about the game. It's just the freaking soundtrack. So the other one I got is Gears of War 5. Why? Because I like the Gears of War games. My wife and I, just like Hunted the Demon's Forge, we were playing 2-player and we had a good time with it, etc., etc., blah, blah, blah. Now, there's a double-edged sword to the story, which is kind of cool, kind of sad. I already have these games on PC. I bought them through the Microsoft Store. I didn't have to buy the discs. I didn't know that I could just re-download them after connecting my Microsoft account. So that's actually kind of cool. That, hey, I also bought Age of Empires 2 on here, and I also bought Super Lucky's Tale, which is a cute little platformer, family-friendly platformer, that I can download on the Xbox, the Xbone brick, okay? The black Xbone brick. I didn't need to buy the discs, so I wasted money on those. That sucks. But it's also really cool. I gotta give props to Microsoft. Awesome Microsoft for coming up with that cross-play feature. Yes, I sound like I'm being sarcastic. I'm really not trying to, because it is a cool feature. But yeah, essentially those are the only games that I'm really interested in with the Xbone. I mean, yeah, there's Halo, but I don't really care. I'm not a big Halo fan. There's Fable. That was another one that I decided against the Xbone back in the day. I mean, I'm reviewing a 10-year system right now, guys. But there was rumor. It wasn't even rumors. They were talking about they were developing a multiplayer Fable experience. It was going to be called Fables or something like that. And it was kind of like, if I understand it, an MMO version of Fable. And then they canceled it. And I was disappointed with that. Yeah. So that's why I chose a PS4 over the Xbone back in the day. Was, I did enjoy the Uncharted games. I enjoyed Resistance. I enjoyed Killzone. I thought these were really great games. And then I heard Bloodborne was coming out, and I'm like, oh my god, this looks gorgeous. And it is. To this day it is. No, I'm not one of those people that are like, we're getting a PC port. I don't need a PC port, because I bought the game 10 years ago and it still works on my PS5. But like I said, it's not a bad system. There are games that are playable that I bought on the 360 that do work. It's not the majority. I get to play Wolfenstein 3D. I don't get to play Wolfenstein 09. That's interesting. Doom BFG edition still works. That one's debatable if that one's a better version of Doom 3. Some people like Doom 3 BFG because, hey, it's brighter. Some people hate that because, hey, that's kind of the point of Doom 3, is it's meant to be atmospheric. It's meant to be spooky. Having a pistol or having a shotgun with a flashlight on it took out a good chunk of the horror, because the shotgun was the first not successful weapon in the game, but it was the first decent weapon. The pistol, definitely not. And the thing about Doom 3 is you're supposed to switch between your gun and your flashlight, which you can whack people. You can whack the enemies with the flashlight, but it was meant to make you tense up. And people loved that when it first came out, and then it seemed like people hated it when the movie came out. That's another video for another time. So is the Wii. And I think this has gone on long enough because I've recorded about 40 minutes of me ranting about stuff. And it is supposed to be specifically about the Xbox One. So I will say it's not as horrible of a system as I thought it was going to be, but it's just okay. You know, if you... Anakin, be quiet. Not even my dog. Watching someone else's dog right now. Still expecting to get paid from that. Anakin, shush. I hate that dog. He pees and craps all over the house. Drives me nuts. Oh, anyway, like I said, that's my review. Rants, thoughts on the Xbox One. It's not a bad system. Definitely, you know, something I'm happier I gave it a shot with than just keeping it in the dark. But I'm also glad I didn't pay $500 for it, as opposed to my PS4 and PS5. So anyway, guys, until I see you in the next show, just remember, stay cool. And hopefully next time I'll actually wear my boobies. Have a great day.